This is a 1957 Collins KWM-1 transceiver, kind of the predecessor of the KWM-2. When this radio came in, it was a little bit dirty. It hadn't been used in a long time, so we checked the tubes. Had to do a lot of cleaning of a lot of things like the tank circuit. And underneath, you could see there's all original capacitors, and I used a lot of the Black Beauty capacitors, which are kind of a problem because they don't age well. They crack and get moisture in them and become leaky and become a bit of a problem. So under the circumstances, it was kind of best just to go in there and replace all of them that were in the radio, along with the electrolytics that were kind of bad too. Looking at the top of the chest, you can see the removable crystal pack, the Collins variable IF rack, and the permeable tuned oscillator. Now all the capacitors have been replaced, the chassis has been cleaned up, so it kind of gives you an idea what it looks like underneath the chassis. Now what we'll do is we'll start checking the radio. Let's go to 20 meters, 14.2. Move the pre-selector down. And we're hooked to a signal generator right now, so you won't hear anything off the antenna. We'll peak it. I moved the antenna cable over to the dummy load, and the second little cable is an auxiliary receiver antenna input, so we'll hook that up too. And we'll crank the loading all the way down. Crank the tuning down into the 20 meter segment since that's where we're operating. Select the PA grid. Put the radio in tune. And peak the grid for maximum grid current. You could also use the mic gain control when you're doing this too to trim it. After the grid's peaked, we'll go over and switch it to plate current. And then go back to the plate tuning control and tune that for a plate current dip. A little instability in the plate current on this when you're tuning it. Turns out that the roller inductors that they use in both the plate tank and the loading tank are probably a little bit dirty, so we'll disassemble the back of the radio and clean all that. Unlike most radios, there's no variable capacitors in the PA tank. It's all roller inductors. But any dirt on the roller inductors does cause instability. You could test it afterwards by just reading the DC resistance across the two roller inductors. And if everything's working correctly, you'll find that you should get no variation or breakup in resistance across that circuit when you're working on it. So we got it all back together and tuned again. We'll go into the ALC position. And you can actually test the transceiver at that time.
Test, test, test. 1, 2, 3.
It's real important you keep these things out of the red on the ALC. So this is what it looks like once it's all finished. See the new orange drops. And we'll go ahead and actually run the radio and do a contact or two, just to see how well it's working.
QRP, I'm coming in next. Victor Echo 3, Alpha Papa Tango, 59 plus, over.
Thank you, Sal. You're also 59 plus. You're in Oscar November. Thanks for activating 73.
Thank you, 73. Hey, the QRP, please. Oh boy, down the noise. Kilo Golf 5, Victor Golf Romeo, Davey, 503. repeat today, 2-3. ABHAS,
Kilo Echo 8, Kilo Zulu, India.
Kilo 20, Kilo Zulu, India, I believe William, 59 plus over.
That's correct. Copy you 580 Ohio.
Thank you, 73, Georgia.
Kilo Alpha 3 Echo Kilo Hotel. Kilo Alpha 3 Echo Kilo Hotel.
Any hotel coming there next. Whiskey Echo Zulu, like the little whiskey, 59 over. Thank you for Nebraska today, 73. Okay, Stacy, any hotel.
Kilo Alpha 3 Echo Kilo Hotel. Salisbury, Maryland. Kilo Alpha 3 Echo Kilo Hotel. Over.
Gotcha, Kilo Alpha 3 Echo Kilo Hotel, Ray, 59 plus 10 here in Kentucky today, over.
5-9 Salisbury, Maryland. 5-9. Thank you. Over.
Thank you so much for Maryland.
November 2 Echo Mike Sierra.
November 2 Echo Mike Sierra, 59.